Namaste. Today I'm going to read book 11, chapter 4, on the greatness of the Rudraksham in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Vakratu Namakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirabekanam Guruvesa. Hari Om Tat Sat. Narada said, O sinless one, the greatness of the Rudraksha seed that you have described is verily such. Now I ask, why is this Rudraksham so much entitled to worship by the people? Please speak clearly on this point. Narayana spoke, O child, this is the very question that was asked once by Kartika, the six-faced one. The Bhagavan Rudra, to Bhagavan Rudra, dwelling in Kailasa. What he replied, I say now. Listen, Rudra Deva spoke, O child Sadanana, I will dwell briefly on the secret cause of the greatness of the Rudraksha seed. Here, in days of yore, there was a Decha called Tripura, who could not be conquered by anybody. Brahma, Vishnu, and other devas were defeated by him. Then they came to me and requested me to kill the Asura. At their request, I called in my mind the divine great weapon named Aghora, beautiful and terrible and containing the strength of all the devas, to kill him. It was inconceivable, and it was blazing with fire. For full divine 1,000 years I remained awake with eyelids wide open in thinking of the Aghora weapon, the destroyer of all obstacles, whereby the killing of Tripurasura might be effected and the troubles of the devas be removed. Not for a moment my eyelids dropped. Thereby my eyes were affected and drops of water came out of my eyes. Note here how enemies are to be killed. It requires great thought, great concentration, great yoga, and great powers. O Mahasena, from those drops of water coming out of my eyes, the great tree of Rudraksham did spring from for the welfare of all. Thus, Rudraksha's seed is of 38 varieties. From my Surya Nitra, i.e. my right eye, symbolizing the sun, 12 yellow-colored, Pingala color varieties have come. And from my left eye represents the moon, the Suma Nitra, 16 varieties of white color. And from my third eye on the top, representing fire, i.e. the Agni Nitra, 10 varieties of black color have come out. Of these, the white Rudrakshams are Brahmins, and they are used by the Brahmanas. The red-colored ones are the Kshatriyas and should be used by the Kshatriyas, and the black ones are Sudras and should be used by the Vaishyas and the Sudras. One-faced Rudraksha seed is the Shiva himself, made manifest and rendered vivid. Even the sin incurred in killing a Brahmana is destroyed thereby. Two-faced or two-headed Rudraksham is like the Deva and the Devi. Two sorts of sins are destroyed thereby. The three-faced Rudraksham is like fire. The sin incurred in killing a woman is destroyed in a moment. The four-faced Rudraksha seed is like Brahma and remove the sin of killing persons. The five-faced Rudraksham is verily an image of Rudra. All sorts of sins, example eating prohibited food, going to the ungoables, etc., are destroyed thereby. The six-faced Rudraksham is Kartikeya. It is to be worn on the right hand. One becomes freed of the Brahmahatya sin. There is no matter of doubt in this. The seven-faced Rudraksham is named Ananga, holding this frees one from the sin of stealing gold, etc., O Mahasena, the eight-faced Rudraksha is Vinayaka. Holding this frees one from the sin of holding an illicit contact with a woman of a bad family and with the wife of one's guru, etc. The other sins as well. And enables one to acquire heaps of food, cotton, and gold. And in the end, the highest peace is attained. The fruit of holding the eight-faced Rudraksha seed has been said. Now I will talk of the nine-faced Rudraksham. It is verily the Bhairava made manifest. On the left hand, it should be worn. By this, the people get both bhoga, enjoyment, and moksha, liberation. And they become powerful like me and get themselves freed at once, without the least delay, of the sins incurred by committing thousands of abortions, hundreds of brahmahatyas, killing the brahmanas. Holding the 10-faced Rudraksha is verily wearing Janardana, the Deva of the Devas, the holding of which pacifies the evils caused by planets, Pisachas, Vitalas, Brahma Rakshasas, and Panagas. The 11-faced Rudraksham is like the 11 Rudras. The fruits, the efficiency of which I now describe here, the fruits obtained through the performance of 1,000 horse sacrifices, 100 Vajapaya sacrifices, and making gifts of 100,000 cows are obtained thereby. If one wears the 12-headed Rudraksham in one's ear, the Adityas get satisfied. The fruits of performing Gomhed and Ashvamed sacrifices are obtained thereby. No fear comes from burned buffaloes, armed armies, and wolves and tigers and other murderous animals. Also, the several diseases of the body never come to him. The holder of the 12-faced Rudraksha seed feels always happy, and he is the master of some kingdoms. He becomes freed of the sins incurred in killing elephants, horses, deer, cats, snakes, mice, frogs, asses, foxes, and various other animals. O child, the 13-faced Rudraksham is very rare. If anybody gets it, he becomes like Kartikeya and gets all desires fulfilled, and the eight siddhis are under his grasp. He learns how to make gold, silver, and other metals. He attains all sorts of enjoyments. There is no manner of doubt in this. O sadhana, if anybody holds the 13-faced Rudraksham, he becomes freed from the sins incurred in killing mother, father, and brothers. O son, if one holds on one's head the 14-faced Rudraksham, always one becomes like Shiva. O Muni, what more shall I speak to you? The Devas pay their respects to one holding the 14-faced Rudrakshas, and he in the end attains the highest goal, the state of Siva. His body becomes verily the body of Siva. The Devas always worship the Rudraksha seed. The highest goal is attained by wearing the Rudraksham. The Brahmanas should hold all their heads at least one Rudraksham with devotion. A rosary of 26 Rudrakshams is to be made and tied on the head. Similarly, a rosary of 50 seeds is to be worn and suspended on the breast, 16 each on each of the two arms, 24 Rudrakshams to be worn on the wrists, 12 on each. O sadhana, if a rosary be made of 108, 50 or 27 Rudrakshams, and if japam be done with that, immeasurable merits are obtained. If anybody wears a rosary of 108 seeds, he gets at every moment the fruit of performing the Ashvamedha sacrifices and uplifts his 21 generations, and finally he resides in the Sivaloka. Here ends the 4th chapter of the 11th book on the greatness of the Rudraksha in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Padrakali Kapali.